Welcome to episode 41 of the Lightning Round. I'm your host, Lightning, and with us today we have a special guest host because AR decided not to show up.
Hi, I'm Brayburn. Just kidding, I'm Befallen Tragedy.
Yeah, you're not Brayburn.
I know, I'm not as fun as AR either, but I'll try.
So, couple of announcements. Today we have a discussion about the two videos that came out last month, Snowdrop and Double Rainboom. We'll be discussing each of those in depth and then comparing and contrasting them, deciding which one is better than the other.
Yes, about Snowdrop and Double Rainboom. Double Rainboom is superior.
Well, I'm pretty sure we I'm pretty sure we decided the other way around during our actual review of it. But anyway,
I was not in that, so
no,
yes,
you were not in
does
that.
not count.
So anyway, that'll be coming up in a few minutes. Next week we have our interview with the director of Journey of the Spark.
I have no idea what that is.
Huh?
I have no idea what that is.
Journey of the Spark is the fan-made movie for the series. So we had our fan-made episode. The fan-made movie that they're making is coming out like 2015 or something. It's something ridiculous like that.
Oh my god.
But anyway, we will be talking to him about that next week, and he'll fill in all the gaps and exactly, anything that he can tell us about it, So that'll be really cool. And then the week following that, we have our interview with Jan Animations.
Yes.
And they'll be talking about their animations that they do that are absolutely amazing, as well as I'll probably ask them about their involvement in Double Rainboom because they were on that project. And I'll be talking to them about their new series coming out involving button mash. So
I'm so excited.
So that'll be 2 weeks. And as we get closer to May, I will find interviews for that month as well. And just a heads up, the second week of May, which I believe that Saturday is the 11th. We're not gonna have a episode that week because I will be graduating and I will not have time to do any recording. So,
congratulations.
Yes, congratulations for everyone. Anyway, so with that, we'll head into the discussion for this week. So let's do that right now. Alright, so first thing on the agenda this week is we're going to go over something that came out last month. Obviously, last month Snowdrop and Double Rainboom came out pretty much a week after one another.
Something like that.
And it was, they were both really well accepted by the community.
And a lot of people were doing contrasting comparisons and such.
Well, no, I haven't seen a lot of people comparing it at all. That's why I wanted to know.
I saw a lot of people comparing it, so that's just me, though.
I saw a lot of fanboys arguing back and forth, but it's not quite the same thing as compare and contrast.
Either way...
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over each of them individually, and then after we review them, we'll go ahead and compare them and to try to decide which we think is better. Now, obviously, we have some guests with us today. First of all, we have Duhad.
Pleasure to be on the show.
No, it's not.
And Soundspeed is with us as well.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. What about you?
I found my guitar.
Oh, that's awesome. I found my recorder.
Let's start a band.
We should.
So why don't we...
Start a band? Oh, well, let's do Lightning. You can be lead vocalist, and Duhad can be our manager.
Oh, God, you don't want me to sing.
Our first song is Happy Birthday.
To you,
No.
Duhad, because he's our manager.
No.
Well, yes, it is his birthday. He's an old man at the ripe age of 23. He will be turning into a raisin soon.
Great. Something to look forward to. So,
First thing, let's go over Snowdrop. That's the one that came out first, so it's just right that we start with it. So,
Yes.
let's see. What was the overall synopsis and story of Snowdrop?
A blind filly overcomes challenges and makes snow.
And makes snow.
And makes snow.
Wow.
That is the plot of the whole story. The end.
Not necessarily in that order.
Yes.
I'd probably say that the best way of describing the plot of Snowdrops would basically be to, essentially say, it's the story of how individual snowdrops came to be, and how one special little fairy found her place in the world.
Why does this sound like a movie?
I
Because
really
it's-
like your voice. Oh my god.
Thanks. It's basically, it's very similar to a lot of classic Christmas.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
kind of like
you know what's
the
really
Grinch Stole
interesting
Christmas
is
sort
that-
of thing.
Like, there was snow in Snowdrop. Like, it was blizzarding out.
Well, yeah, there was
And
snow dropping from the sky, and there was a filly named Snowdrops.
I thought
Yeah,
the filly was
like,
named Rainboom.
The
It may
idea
have
was
been.
that she made snowflakes, right?
Yeah,
And,
but
it-
so that doesn't really
made snow-
correspond with her
she
name
made
at
snow
all.
Enjoyable. She made snow enjoyable was the idea. Was the
Yeah.
Yeah.
She turned snow from something that wasn't particularly well regarded to something that everyone could enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
She made it celebrated is essentially.
Celebrate
the idea.
the times
Yes.
come.
So when we look at a fan-made project like this, the two things that we really need to focus on, and what we're going to focus on with Double Rainboom as well, is the animation and the voice acting. So let's start with the animation.
I thought no. You'd have to include story in there as well. That's another thing I think we'd consider too.
Well, I mean, overall story is one thing, but I mean, that's part of it. But because it's a fan-made project and not something that is made by the makers of the show, the voice acting and the animation is going to be a big part of it.
Same with the
Story
story.
is in there, but
Yeah, but still.
Yeah. Well, I think it's more because, like, Snowdrop and Double Rainboom were both, like, animations rather than, like, fan fictions or something.
That's true,
So,
I suppose. But once
Yeah, story
But-
definitely still applies. But
yeah,
there's a lot
definitely.
of
Especially
visual pull.
more for Snowdrops compared to Double Rainboom and story, I would think. Because,
Oh, yeah, no, I could go for days about Double Rainboom's story, but we can wait for that. too.
yeah, we can wait for that when we start comparing. But yeah, once again, I think Snowdrops does have a heavy base for story, though, as well as animation and voice acting. I think that's something that was important to it.
well, and the thing about Snowdrop is,
She's a filly.
First of all, Double Rainboom was 29 minutes long. Snowdrop was 14 minutes long. You gotta take that into consideration when you compare the amount of content they had in each of those animations.
I need to cut my nails. Yes, we do need to see.
Snowdrop did not have much of a story because, I mean, what was it? She didn't have a group for her.
She didn't have a project or a group to make a
Yeah.
project, and she made a project and she
Yeah.
was blind, and then
So
she's
then
like,
she
"Here,
made-
princesses, take my snow, and take my people, and liberate us." And then they took her snow and
The thing
liberated
is-
her, and what?
Well, the thing is, if you actually think about it, boil it down, and it's basically Rudolph, just in a different universe. It's one person who's been ostracized because of their difference,
That was
but who, when the cards come down, proves that their difference allows them to do something that no one else can do.
you comparing
I mean,
to
it's a way more
Rudolph right
depressing
there.
version.
That was really well done because actually that fits perfectly. I didn't think of that. Nice job. I
Thank you.
applaud thee, birthday man.
Thanks. But yeah, no, the thing is, it works very well as doing a very simple but very classic children's Christmas story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so bringing it back to animation and voice acting, which is what I think Lightning was hoping we'd talk about.
Well, too bad, Lightning.
Uh, While I don't think the animation in Snowdrops was anything incredibly special compared with a lot of other people's animated things, again, if you watch it, you can see there's a couple of animation glitches. some of the animation can be a little bit,
Choppy.
a little bit choppy. But the really important thing that they managed to hit is they have pretty much perfect lip syncing, and
Yep.
for this type of story.
I
Sorry, go
noticed
ahead.
Silly Feather Studios has they have a really interesting animation style, and when they do something like this, you can tell that it's Silly Feather Studios that does it because of the way it looks.
Sorry,
Right.
Seth fell.
And the thing is, as much as I sound critical when I say that it's a little bit choppy, I don't mean that in a bad way, because again, it works well for what it does, which is essentially to be the animated version, the slightly budgeted but still, heart entirely in the right place, animated version of a classic children's book, just, not one from our universe.
Yeah.
In fact, in some ways, the areas where it falls down actually almost make it kind of endearing to me, at least, because it kind of reminds me of the Ray Harryhausen, claymation stuff and the, like the old animated specials, the Peanuts specials and stuff like that.
Oh, I love
those
those.
had terrible animation quality, but they're classics. They're great, and this
Yeah.
kind of invokes that feeling.
And that's not to say that the animation is bad by any means, but
Yes.
it's not like super exact to the show. I think it's more when it does do the animation, like the lip syncing and the character movements, that it feels a lot like the show, but most of it is more background work and static shots. And the whole thing feels kind of like, I guess I would say static again, because
Yeah.
there's not a whole lot of movement. There's never really a whole lot going on that makes it so that the animation is a lot more lenient.
Mhm.
But when it does do animation, like you said, like what it does really well, especially the important things like the lip sync. They totally nailed, so.
Yes.
Well, there's
and-
not a whole lot of movement shots. I mean, when you look at Snowdrop, you have them sitting in the classroom. You have Snowdrop sitting with her mom. When they're at the celebration, they're pretty much just standing around. The princesses are just standing there. They're not moving a whole lot.
No, there's not. Once again, like he said, a lot of background work, because I loved a lot of the background scenes, especially, on the night one when she's on the cloud. I love the way the background looks in that and everything.
Yeah. And speaking of the animation and the area where it really needs to succeed with the voice, the lip syncing, the other area that this piece absolutely hits it out of the park in is that the voice work, the voice acting, the level of acting quality, especially, is extremely good. They only have two characters in the story that are actually canon, which means that they were able to kind of play fast and loose with what characters could sound like. But not only do they all sound really good, especially the two characters who are canonical, but they're also very good actors and actresses, which is something that you kind of get a lot of in fan works. Is you'll have a lot of people who are really good at doing the voice of a character, but not so good at acting.
You know what I found kind of funny is that
Is it me?
being that these are all original characters, Snowdrop, they had to come up with a complete personality and vocals for Snowdrop, and it's funny when I think about it because I compare it to what I would expect Nyx to sound like.
The main character of Past Sins.
Past Sins, yeah.
Class Sins, the comical story.
Mass Sins, the base game where you take on the role of Commander Nick.
I get it.
Okay, I do actually want to play that game now.
I've never played any of them, but anyways, yeah. So overall, is there anything else we want to discuss over Snowdrop?
I kind of had a little bit to interject about
Oh.
the character and of Snowdrop herself.
She's blind.
I know I might get a little bit of. Well, yeah, she is blind.
Okay.
Excellent observation there, though.
Oh,
I
thank you.
give that much.
I get the best.
I no longer think that you're blind now.
Oh,
but,
good.
The point stands about Snowdrop's character. I kind of felt like she wasn't very endearing in the sense that most of it really is Snowdrop just kind of not taking responsibility. About the first half of it is really more just Snowdrop saying, like wallowing in self pity, like, oh, I'll never be good at everything. Everyone hates me.
It's like My
instead of
Little
kind of,
Dashie.
like, trying to. Oh God, My Little Dashie.
Ouch. Oh, good. I
yeah.
actually, I can mostly agree with your sentiment, though. It does feel a little bit cool to go like, oh, this blind orphan is not happy enough.
Oh, woe is
Worst
me
story
kind of
ever.
story.
Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of felt like it was more a story like about triumphing over adversity.
Uh-huh.
But the way they play it for a really big majority of the video feels a lot like Snowdrop's just kind of a whiner. Like, I don't mean to be so
Well, she's
blunt
like
about it,
6!
but well, I mean, she's a little girl and she's blind and all. But I mean, she doesn't even try. Like, you can tell that they've been working on their like festival project presentation things for a long time. But everybody else has been working. She doesn't even try. She doesn't look for a partner. She doesn't like.
Yeah.
Last year, I bet she did all that last year. This year, she's like, I just give up.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just feel like
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's fine.
I can definitely dig that, though. Actually, for me, it kind of helped with the verisimilitude, because there are so many stories where it's like, oh, it's the story we have to feel bad for this one character, and so to make you feel bad for them, they're just these angelic these angelic children who have no faults and are put upon by cruelties from all sides, but except from like the angelic caretaker figures. And Snowdrop's, while she has a little bit of that, I actually kind of like the fact that she isn't just perfect. I mean, she did kind of just give up after a while and started wallowing in self-pity, and that's actually a fairly reasonable human response.
Yeah.
yeah. No,
it doesn't make her
that one,
likable. Yeah, it doesn't make her necessarily likable, but I kind of like that they don't make her just totally likable.
I don't know. I can see it from both directions. I can see where.
As long as you don't see it from one direction. Sorry.
Okay, well, she's not going to see it from any direction because.
That was okay. Either way, those were both lame jokes.
I was.
Yeah. I don't know.
There was one part about Snowdrop that I was really curious about, and I was wondering why they even, took the time to put it in there, because it was such a small part of it. But apparently, at the end, they were talking about Luna and Snowdrop's relationship. That how they became really good friends. But it was such a small part of it, and had nothing to do with the actual, lesson or meaning of the story.
Well, unless you want to take it from Luna's perspective, don't go away for 1,000 years, or else your friends will die before you.
That was horrible.
I don't know.
It is horrible, but I actually did think I kind of disagree, Lightning, in that I actually liked that element of it. The fact that
I liked it. I just don't know why they put it in there if it didn't have any.
Because it was nice and we liked it.
Well, the thing is, think about it this way. Think about it as almost more Luna's story than Snowdrop's. Luna's clearly, kind of the implication is that Luna creates the winter as sort of the reverse of Celestia, creating the summer. And that, like with the whole night thing, she's pretty miserable at the fact that no one likes the snow.
Yeah, because no one likes snow. No one likes my creation. Oh,
Yeah.
woe is me. And she goes and cries in the corner.
No one likes the wind. Yeah, well, no one likes the night. And
I love
now
the
no
winter
one
and
likes
night.
The winter as well. Yeah, I like the winter too. But the point is, her arc is essentially no one likes anything she's done, and then this one kid, kind of comes out and is like, I like both of those things. And then there's sort of the, gut punch at the end of essentially, this one person who actually kind of believed in her and that, kind of reached out to her. Not only did she fail her, in that she eventually did fall anyway, but in doing so, she also, missed the death of her, closest friend. And it's kind of, it's horrific, but it's also.
Are you done?
I don't know.
It establishes. I kind of wish it was, canonical, because it would be a great addendum to her character. It would, really inform the character of Luna a lot.
Yes. And also, I mean, it is more than just a story of Snowdrop, as well as like Duhad was saying. It is kind of a story about Luna, if you take it in that aspect as well.
Okay, hey, I got a cable guy that came over, and he's going to fix up a landline phone, but he's going to be bumping the modem for a little while, so I think I'm going to have to drop out of the call.
Well, fine, be that way, jerk.
We can always take a brief break and then come back for Double Rainboom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if
so
we're
actually
done
we
with,
can probably just
Snowdrop.
let's just finish up on overall thoughts from each of us on Rainbow on this, and we'll take a quick break to then discuss Double Rainboom. Soundspeed, you first, since you have to run away. Did you already run away?
Well, then we'll
All right, he ran away. So
we'll discuss our end thoughts, I guess, when we're done with both projects, when we compare the two of them.
okay, then that'll work. We'll be right back after these commercial messages. Go.
Gnarly.
Like totally.
Alright.
Cha.
Right, so I believe we were going to talk about Double Rainboom then.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's
Right,
what we were going to
so
talk
we
about.
need to move on to Double Rainbow now.
Awesome.
Okay. Double Rainboom.
So,
So there were lots of references in it. I got that much.
Yeah,
there were
somebody
a lot of
wanna-
references.
explain the general plot of Sonic Rainboom, or
Well,
How about
Sonic,
I
Yes,
go
well,
let's go over the general.
well, yeah. I mean,
synopsis of
basically,
what
Rainbow
happened in
Dash
Double
is
Rainbow.
stalking Twilight once more, and she's watching her do egghead stuff. Makes a chemical mix. It's basically something enhancer. I don't remember what it's called. And then
a sentence enhancer.
it's a
Probably
sentence
enhancer.
enhancer. Okay. Anyways, the enhancer is used, and instead of doing one Rainboom, Rainbow Dash is now capable of doing two. She does two Rainbooms, destroys a town, goes through a magical portal, meeting Samurai Jack, going to the Powerpuff Girls' Land of Wonders, battling a giant monster, fleeing for her life from the Powerpuff Girls. Then Pinkie saves her by breaking the fourth wall and bringing her back through the portal to Equestria, where Twilight's mad at her. So Rainbow Dash is like, I learned a lesson from this. Dear Princess Celestia, I'm sorry for destroying the town, and I should learn not to steal from others. Your faithful student, Rainbow Dash. The end. My Little Pony. I used to
Yet
wonder
that's
what
somehow
friendship could be.
more coherent than the actual episode.
Yeah, the episode was. I was gonna say we could explain the story, but then I realized there was kind of a lack.
Yeah,
of it.
and the thing is, but the thing is with Double Rainboom, regardless of there being an entire lack of story for the most part, I really enjoyed it still.
Okay, it's kind of weird for me. I liked Sonic Rainbow or Double Rainboom rather.
Yeah.
I liked it as sort of like a ride from A to B.
Yeah,
just something to
it's
kill 30
just like
minutes. Yeah, it's a
entertainment
lot of
is all
fun.
it is.
Yeah, but it doesn't have any real staying power. Like I felt like Snowdrop did, but when you look back on Double Rainbow, you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, it was the thing where they do the thing with the Powerpuff Girls thing, and
Yeah.
that's kind of the
Yeah.
extent of it.
The thing is,
Which I mean isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you know.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like the difference between
Chocolate and
Oh, I don't know.
raspberries.
Also, it's the difference between, and the best way I can kind of compare it is if if Snowdrops is a classic Christmas special, Double Rainboom is a giant over-the-top action film, like summer blockbuster action film, but in the vein of Transformers 2 or Battleship rather than the Avengers or Dark Knight.
Actually, Battle
One
Los
of those
Angeles you
things
could probably throw in there as well.
Yeah, but the point is the type of thing that a whole bunch of people watch. You either enjoy it or you hate it when you first watch it. But after a couple of weeks, you're mostly just going to remember that there was a bunch of explosions.
Yeah.
You know, like and replace explosions with references. Because a couple of weeks down the line, and most of what I remember from Double Rainboom is where it referenced other things.
Which is everywhere.
Well,
So you remember the
thing
whole
about Double
episode.
Rainboom is that Double Rainboom was interesting because there was it was supposed to be a 100% show quality animation and
Nope.
great voice acting, and
All right.
they were
Amazing
hyping it
stuff.
up. They were hyping it up so much that I think they didn't live up to the expectations that they were trying to say that they would live up to.
No. In fact, I'd say that the biggest problem Double Rainboom had was the fact that it was good. It was something that was good that was being sold as being perfect. And when it came out, everyone was so damn excited for it that the fan press for it was enormous. Like EQD had tons of posts just about the episode's release. You know, there's all this stuff just
Yeah.
about it was like a crazy phenomenon. But it was a crazy phenomenon for something that they were basically just assuming would be amazing. And when it turned out to just be good, there was like an initial period where everyone was like, doesn't matter, it was still awesome, it was the best thing ever. because look at it, it's real. And
actually, we'll say.
Then
I was just going to mention that a couple people. I know a few people who had actually never heard of the whole hype of it going on. They've just heard about it. Oh, okay, that'll be neat. Never seen any of the promotional stuff they promised or anything, and they just went and watched the episode and they loved it.
Yeah, and I'm sure people who are like that would very much enjoy it. But the thing is, in a vacuum, it's good. It's not great, but it's good. And in much the same way that honestly, I think. At best, Snowdrops is pretty darn good. It doesn't quite hit levels of total greatness, but it's very, very, very solid. But the problem that Rainboom had is it isn't in a vacuum. It's living in the shadow of its own hype. It's not even the sort of thing where you gotta feel sorry for the creators because they're having to live with these crazy expectations. It's not like the remake of a classic series where it's just like they tried their best, but they were always going to live under the shadow. They actively and deliberately self-promoted themselves as creating a show quality, 100% voice acting animation.
They didn't say 100% voice
quality.
acting. They said good voice acting as well.
Oh, good voice acting. But they sold it as being the real deal. So while while a bit, it's not fair to judge it considering, how crazy of hype there was around it. The problem is all that hype that was built up around it. It wasn't like they were innocent, lambs who were just put unfair burdens and expectation on them. They deliberately, called down that stuff. They went double or nothing in terms of promotion, and then they made it good. So, they didn't live up to expectations, and they're the ones who were making those expectations.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that they succeeded in making show quality animation. However, I do believe the animation that they were able to pull off was better than what Snowdrop was able to.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I will agree with that as well.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the animation was very well done. There were some, coming from a couple of animators, and they were talking about it, there were some parts where you could tell when an animator switched off and took over the other scene. There were a couple of things here and there as well, but overall, very well done animation.
All right.
And I have to give them props. I really have to give them props that there was no leak about the Powerpuff Girls being.
Actually, that was completely out of the blue. I don't think anyone ever saw that coming at all.
It was unexpected.
Which, once again, I agree with you. You have to give them props for hiding that part of the main story of it. Well, it's not really part of the main story. It's really impressive. It's main part of the episode.
Yeah, it's extraordinarily impressive, don't get me wrong. And if I'm going to be nice, the music is fantastic.
I love the musical score. Brilliantly well done.
Yeah, no, absolute 100% props to the people who did the music.
Even with the...
they hit it
I believe that was David Larson.
Yeah. Well,
David Larson is the one.
I hope he gets all kinds of work after this because he did a great job.
He's already done a collab with Mandapony.
Yeah, he has.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it.
But anyways, that's very well done. Actually, I love the when Rainbow Dash first went into the void and Twilight was walking through the fire, and the music. I love how the music just referenced Back to the Future as well as the flames, of course. But the music where it references it, I'm like, because it's like a subtlety of Back to the Future in the music itself.
Yeah, and the music had better callbacks and shoutouts than the episode
which is another thing as well with the sound. There was lack of a ton of sound effects overall. They tried to use music to make which it can work where you have music like Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes is a great example where music was used to enhance sound effects, walking and stuff like that. Not explosions, but gestures and everything. Music was a big thing in Looney Tunes.
The problem was that Looney Tunes, though, what they did really well was, when someone was walking, instead of having a walking sound effect, they'd, do music that sounded almost like walking, but while still flowing into the overall music.
Yeah, exactly. And
this didn't do that. This had background music, but no wing beating sound effects, no movement sound effects, no or opening and closing doors. Unless it was a really big on-screen thing, that was
Yeah,
going
like
on.
the fight scene in Powerpuff Girls in the City of Townsville was probably the
Yeah.
most amount of sound effects put in.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, they didn't have any sound effects for little things, and
Yeah.
that put the whole thing in sort of an uncanny
There were,
valley.
I mean, don't get us wrong. There were definitely a few scenes like where, what was it? Where Rainbow Dash, where Twilight all sit, and then Rainbow Dash sits. There's actually sound effect, not sound effect, but music falling with the sound effect of sitting down, sort of thing, like going down.
Yeah, but that's my thing. There's a bunch of big things that they do that, like there's serious sound effects for, but all the little things don't get sound.
Yeah, that was.
And it's the same thing with, like, like all the animation is so good that, like the animation's so good, the sound's so good, the voice acting for the most part is so good that every time they miss on these, relatively small points, but like they do it so frequently that the whole thing kind of plunges for me into the uncanny valley where, it's so close to, right, that every little mistake stands out in a big way, and there's a lot of those little mistakes.
Yeah, and that was the problem with it. Because once again, overall, as Double Rainboom, as like overall, as going over, it was really well done, and the fact that he managed to get so many people to work on this, also, I think it was 105 people. It really done in getting all those people together and making this product.
Well done, though. He very deliberately did not have a producer on the project.
Yes.
And this project needed a producer.
Yes, it did. Soundspeed is back. Welcome back, Soundspeed. We're talking about you behind your back again.
Double Rainboom. We were just talking about. What was your thoughts on Double Rainboom?
I think I kind of already sort of went over it. It was more like I enjoyed Double Rainboom for the ride, for kind of like just like face value entertainment. But for any kind of long-term remembrance, like you said earlier, the most I'm going to remember about Double Rainboom, like a week or two down the line, is that it was references, and that was pretty much
Music
it.
is what I'll remember for. Music and references is all I'm going to remember Double Rainboom for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it had a great soundtrack though. I'll give it that much.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I feel like they put too many references in it, and if it was supposed to be a fan-made MLP episode, they should have stuck with My Little Pony and not have done all these other references, and the whole scene with the Powerpuff Girls in it. I think it overshadowed what the original project was supposed to be. I mean, the Double Rainbow part of it was like, maybe a fifth.
Yeah,
of the episode
and actually, the overall story, once again, in just Ponyville itself, the overall story there, Rainbow Dash drinks in the hamster, does the Double Rainbow, destroys the town, fixes it, and learns a lesson. That's the story in the Ponyville universe, and that's it. That's the whole story.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Powerpuff Girls thing. It's, I'm sure we'll talk about the Powerpuff Girls thing in a little bit, but just looking at this from the viewpoint of a 3-act structure of a traditional film, there's nothing in that section that has anything to do with the main conflict or resolution.
No.
Nothing.
Right.
Like, it's totally superfluous. So what we have is essentially a 15-minute, like, instead of having the first proper 30-minute fan video, what we have is a 15-minute, MLB video and a 10-minute Powerpuff Girls video.
Yeah.
And,
Pretty much.
The thing is, we got there's the inciting action, drinking the potion, the build up to the climax with everything that happens in the climax. Essentially, is the Double Rainbow, which happens halfway through the story. Then we just cut over to this other totally non-related story.
Yeah,
and by the time we actually come back to the main conflict, it turns out, that thing that we were just doing for the last 10 minutes, no impact on the main plot. The only thing we're dealing with, like the main resolution, had to do with the climax that happened half an hour ago. Like, it happened halfway through the story, the Rainbow Messiah.
Now, that
was the main conflict.
Yeah, exactly. And I think also, had this been claimed as a crossover fan episode, regardless of what the crossover was, had it just been like they throw in that we're doing a crossover with something as well, it might have sold a bit better, I think.
Yeah. No, the thing is, they did a great job of hiding the fact that they were doing a crossover.
Soundspeed's gone. Oh, wait, no. Duhad. No, welcome back, Duhad.
I guess.
Duhad? Hello? 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 What is going on?
on.
Okay, what just happened?
That's,
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Drop me. I
what
think
that-
this.
Why was everyone promoted?
I think it dropped me too.
Okay.
Hello, can you
Yeah,
hear
we
me?
can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah,
I'm on top of the world.
Okay, so I think there's a problem. We're using Dolby
Axon.
right
Because
now.
Skype was lagging out, so it's working, but we just don't
so
know
I
what's
No,
going
we're all
on right now.
promoted.
Someone stop pushing buttons.
Well,
Mine's
don't
pushing
worry
those
about it. You
up.
know, we can still hear everyone. Let's just keep
Yeah,
on
yeah.
going and ignore
Fine.
it.
Yeah.
And
Technical
maybe
issues.
it'll go
Don't worry
away.
about. Yeah.
Ignore it and it'll go away.
You know, it's like no. That's like saying to a T-Rex, "There's a T-Rex behind us. Ignore it. It'll go away." No, it's not gonna
you don't
go
move.
away.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, don't dinosaurs see movement, and so if you just stay really
Yeah.
still and ignore it, it'll go away.
I think that's just a
Yeah.
myth.
Yeah.
And second off, I don't think we could really test and prove that at all.
Anyway,
do we have any volunteers?
Me.
I think we're getting a little off subject here because
Anyway,
of the
Double
whole
Rainboom.
Anyway, dinosaurs. Yes,
So,
Oh yeah.
much better story than Double
now,
Rainbow.
we've been going over a lot that it was wrong with Double Rainboom, and I think that's wrong. We have to also say what was good about it.
Well, we did. Soundspeed
you
was
know.
gone for that
Yeah,
portion, but
music.
we said we love the music. The parts with the action scenes were actually pretty well
Was
done
it?
too.
Yeah. The voice.
Oh,
work
the
was pretty
animation was-
solid. Yeah.
The
Awesome,
animation was very
too.
well done.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, there's a lot of good stuff in Double Rainbow. Don't get me wrong. Good animation, good voice work, good music, high quality, like the animation. I already mentioned.
Well,
It's
The voice acting was good.
okay.
To the point
Some
where
of
they
it
were
was good.
to the point where they were matching
It
the
kind of-
voices correctly. The acting
Yeah.
part of the voice acting.
The acting.
The acting.
kind of fell flat at some point in time.
Yeah, I
The
still
one
hold up.
point that really
No
really
pony's
stood
ever
out
gone that
was-
fast before.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah.
It's just
What are you doing?
Twilight
That
was trying to get
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
get Rainbow to stop, and it was really.
I was horrified by that scene because I honestly didn't realize until after it was done what they were trying to go with. But then I realized, oh shit, that whole scene where she's just going no, wait, stop, you're going too fast. She was trying to communicate with her friend who was, 30 miles away, going, faster than
Yeah,
speed of
faster
sound.
than speed of sound, so the sound couldn't even reach her.
And she's talking in a monotone.
I'm jealous.
I
She's just
know,
like,
I know.
oh no.
She needed to talk to
that
the sound of
sucks, man.
speed.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean,
So
it's
bad.
kind of weird too because
oh no.
Kira Buckland, who voiced Twilight Sparkle in this, also voiced Twilight Sparkle in the Pony Mob series, and she did a phenomenal job there.
Oh yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
I don't really know why that didn't translate over very well because there were a lot of points in here where it just didn't feel like, like you
Honestly,
guys said, that whole
yeah.
scene where.
Honestly,
Ugh.
I think I know what it was.
What?
Well, I mean, she sounds like Twilight Sparkle. That's, I mean,
She-
that,
she does,
that
but
was
it
great.
is-
It's just the acting. The acting.
It's a lack of direction. Like she's proven to be a very talented voice actress. She can do this stuff very well, which means that the variable, she can do this voice very well. So the variable is basically the director. The director did not rein in his actors.
What?
And so we had, really weird performances that he just went, this is what I have, I'll go with it. Maybe he was forced to, maybe she could only do one take, but considering the amount of time they put into it, considering all the times he said, we're going to delay until we have the product we're happy with, I can only kind of assume that the director just was not controlling his actors particularly well, and so they gave him kind of phoned in performances, and he just ran with it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I was thinking about the Rainbow Dash actress as well, and I know I know exactly how hard it is to find a really good Rainbow Dash voice actress, and they did a really good job this time with finding a.
You
voice
were
actress that
drunk.
could do her voice well. Huh?
You were drunk.
I've watched it more than once.
More than once drunk.
No.
Yes. And the girls as well, the Powerpuff Girls as well, extremely.
Buttercup could have been a lot better.
Extremely Good.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
but the
but
thing is,
Bubbles
like,
was like
Buttercup didn't
spot
have a lot
on.
of
Bubbles
lines.
was spot on, yeah. And the talking dog was really good too.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
The city
Yeah,
of
like the narrator,
Townsville is under attack, as it always is. The mayor tried to open his pickle jar.
Yeah, it's really, like that really impressive stuff with, the level of quality on that.
Yeah,
On the girls, and the whole Townsville stuff was actually really
yeah.
impressive.
And
Again,
another thing that I
if it-
really, really enjoyed, the end credits were amazing.
Oh,
Not just
yeah,
because it
those
ended
were
off, but
good
no,
stuff.
I seriously enjoyed the way it looked, and they had the pictures going on with the end credits. I loved it.
Well, I know there was
Yeah.
even references in the credits with that, which I thought was funny because they referenced fighting as magic at that
yes,
point in time.
Yeah, I know.
They actually was always disappointed with the ending because like the end credits were so good, and like there were so many references to classic Powerpuff Girls stuff that was like, this would have been awesome if we'd seen this instead.
Yeah, they
Really?
didn't capitalize on a lot of it.
Yeah, it's like we could have had him and the Gangrene Gang and all this awesome stuff. Like you had this great rogues gallery, and instead you go with generic monster destroying Townsville and the girls as villains.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about villains. They were
They
They were villains. They were gonna
They
molest
weren't
her.
necessarily. They weren't necessarily villains. They were like antagonists.
antagonistic. They were deliberately trying to kidnap, essentially being against her will.
Which is against the law.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
they're
like-
little girls. Little girls see
They
ponies.
are.
They're like, I want that.
The thing is, they have shades of that in the show, but this was taking their characteristics and basically just ratcheting all the bad qualities up to 11, which basically
Yeah.
makes them villains.
Why does everyone go to 11?
Yeah.
Because 10 is the maximum you can get on a,
If you go to
normal.
11, it's some
figure, yeah.
serious shit. Like 10, no. 11, yeah.
11, yeah. I think. Look at my guitar now. Hold on. Okay, it only goes to 10.
Anyway,
Yes, exactly. That's why when you bracket it up to 11, it's crazy.
You're breaking barriers.
You
that
break
no
it
man
down,
ever-
speed there. Anyways,
then you're Pinkie Pie also.
I-
Who uses Flash animation?
Oh yeah, I like that part though. That part.
Yeah, that was cute.
I think I have to say probably one of the best parts of Double Rainboom was going through each individual pony and what would happen if they specifically took the enhancer.
That was kind of
Yeah.
Which is plus the animation with it. You
Yes.
know they I'm
the same
not
thing
sure
as
what
the
you
end
would-
credits.
Well, I'm not sure where they took that from because that was also done in Friendship is Witchcraft.
It was
right?
used in
it
Camelot
was used in
Wedding.
the Camelot Wedding was where it's first introduced. They just basically used those.
Yeah,
Right, that's right.
BBBFF.
Yeah. Which that song is
used that.
amazing.
Yeah, and yeah, they use that animation style in it, and it's a good
It
look.
is. It really is.
Yeah.
There was a Leafy on it when
Um,
Fluttershy took the potion. I never noticed that before.
That was kind of cool.
Well, yeah, every single animal they had in it was a reference. If you watch
There's
the,
Bugs Bunny, Daffy
yeah,
Duck,
yeah.
a Leafeon, a whale, a kangaroo.
It's pretty dang impressive.
Yeah. But once again, overall, I think we enjoyed it. It could have been a lot better, I think, because it was so hyped in our opinions. But I think we still enjoyed it, though,
Well,
to some extent.
here's the thing.
To some extent.
As an end opinion of Double
Yes.
Rainboom, I kind of have to come down to the thing where it's like there are a whole bunch of things I legitimately understand are really good, and I say like this is really awesome. I can appreciate the music, I can appreciate the voice acting, like I can say all these things are great, but in the end, I have to realize that every time I talk about this project, it always comes down to here are all the things that make it so that really I don't hate it, but my God, did I hate these elements?
Yes.
It's clearly not, amazing because the thing is, it's got a whole bunch of good elements, but I have to use good elements as just a justification for saying I'm not a horrible, hater of this project because everything else I have to say about it, everything that stands out to me is bad.
Yeah.
The things that stick in my head are the bad parts.
Well, of course. We notice error a lot quicker than we notice perfection. Sort of.
That's the thing. Like with Snowdrops, there were a whole bunch of really bad elements to Snowdrops, as I mentioned. Like the animation was kind of iffy at times and stuff. There was like weird animation glitches, and Snowdrops herself, had a sort of weird character. But when I think about Snowdrops, I think about the good elements first, and then I kind of go like, okay, well, to be fair, there's some bad elements. With Double Rainboom, I think about it and I think, oh God, those bits. All those bits.
All that
And
money.
then just go like,
All of the money.
To be fair, there's these bits that I really liked,
They're shiny.
but it's still, it's reverse order.
Yeah.
My thinking back on it, my opinion of Double Rainboom is very negative because that's what I think about when I think of it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do this right now.
No.
Then I want to go over our comparison. Let's compare the two. What?
I think Double Rainbow won for music and animation.
Yeah.
Well, no, there was an original score for Snowdrop.
There was, but I still think I prefer Double Rainbow's
good,
music.
Yeah, the Snowdrop ambience just kind of like you never really noticed it too much.
Well,
It's
yeah,
very-
because the background music for Snowdrop was very slow. And
Yeah,
sad
it
to go
wasn't
along
meant
with
to
the
be-
tone, and whereas Double Rainboom was like a lot harder. And
Yeah, and also with
I-
Snowdrops, the music was more for just setting the scene. It wasn't really like, just
to be fair,
it was just yeah.
To be fair, I agree that I liked the music in Double Rainbow better, but Devil's Advocate, the job of a good musical score is to provide ambience for the production.
Yes.
Rainboom basically had to coast on its music. Snowdrops had excellent ambient sound, which played up beautifully into improving the mood and theme of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, I still vote Double Rainboom, but let's be fair here. Snowdrops' score did exactly what a good score should do.
Yes.
You keep taking my opinions before I can say them.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, well then Soundspeed can start off this next one. Is there anything else we can vote for Double Rainbow before we vote stuff for Snowdrops?
Animation, music.
Yeah, the animation. Yeah, the animation I think in Double Rainbow was better than what they had in Snowdrop, and it was simply because what I thought was really interesting was that when they were hiring animators for Double Rainbow, they actually had them go through a testing phase and actually made sure that they were good enough to be part of the animation crew.
Yeah.
And Janimations was on there too, which was absolutely amazing. I
Yeah.
love them.
No, that's really impressive.
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side, and I kind of want to start from this because it's a direct reversal from animation. Art direction,
Oh, art direction, yeah.
I'd actually give over to Snowdrops.
Yeah.
Even though its animation was clearly not on the same level as Rainboom, it used its animation better for what it was trying to do, and the overall art design, and I'm including you had to include the things like the little visual gags and stuff in there, was much stronger for Snowdrops. It really kind of conveyed the mood really well, and the whole thing was beautiful. Like, even with the incredibly good end credits and what would the potion do for each character bits, which were massive highlights for Double Rainboom, it still couldn't quite hit the same level of consistent brilliance that Snowdrops managed with its art direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was a
Story?
riveting discussion that we all had right there about this.
Yeah, just
We all concur.
So,
in terms
You
of
know,
story, I'm just like, is anyone really going to throw that one to Rainbow?
I am.
I mean,
No, I'm not.
Would someone like to at least explain why we kind of feel that way?
Why we can't? Well, overall, I think I stated it twice. The simplistic story that Rainbow Dash destroys the town and fixes it. That's what happens. In Snowdrops, you could take a bit more away than just that.
Yeah. The thing about Snowdrop compared to Double Rainboom, like story-wise, was that Snowdrop was more centered around the story, whereas Double Rainboom didn't focus on the story as much. That wasn't the top priority. The story was mostly just kind of a foil for them to kind of like use to throw, the animation, the references. The story just kind of served to hold it together, and it seemed less like something they wanted to flesh out and work on than something that was just there because it needed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the best way of describing, the difference between the two, and this is going to sound a little bit cruel, but it feels a little bit like Snowdrops and Double Rainboom were both given a budget and talent in order to try and create something. Rainboom got crazy numbers of people, crazy amounts of talent, all the time in the world and all this great stuff. They had, for this comparison, they had this souped up crazy motorcycle.
Okay.
Snowdrops had none of that, like comparatively, none of that. They had a very solid, they had solid stuff, but they didn't have anything great. They had, let's call it a bicycle, a decent bicycle. Rainboom took that super crazy expensive motorcycle.
Okay, the recording cut out for a second. Sorry.
No, I get where you're coming.
Sorry, because I ran out of room on my computer, so the recording cut out. Literally, just all it did was just cut out your comparison with just them showing off on a bicycle, jumping through a mad hoop, whereas Snowdrops was on the bicycle.
But I like that comparison.
I know, but it cut out right when he started saying it because I ran out of time on the recording.
Okay, let me re-summarize it very briefly. It's the difference between Double Rainboom having all the money in the world and using it to buy a super awesome bike.
Well, I got all that. It's just what you said after all the different budgets.
Okay, so what Snowdrops did was take its decent but amazing bike and have it last, have it be really useful, have it something that's just great and it's always going to be there. It may not be as flashy, but it's always there. It's always dependable. Rainboom took that crazy awesome motorcycle and did something crazy awesome with it, but in a way that it's basically a flash in the pan. You watch it once and it's over. There's no salvaging that bike now because you just completely trashed it.
But it was fun.
But it was fun.
What I'm thinking about.
Oh, no, he's thinking run.
If let's say the show was canceled and the fans had all of a sudden decided, okay, we're gonna take over the show and do it ourselves, and Double Rainboom was the first episode that came out, I'd be worried about the direction that they were taking with that.
So I don't think we would necessarily consider Double Rainboom to do that. Once again, though, you have to remember that there are different minds in this entire community, like people who created Snowdrops. There would be probably more than one animated series coming out, I would think, in all honesty.
Possibly, but the amount of work
exactly,
that had to go into Double
that's another thing
Rainboom,
as well. But honestly,
you're drawing from a limited pool, and Rainboom basically the thing that I think Lightning Rabbit, if you've ever seen his opinion on it over on End to End, he hated Double Rainboom with a passion because he saw it, from the perspective of a film student, as this wonderful opportunity to do something amazing, being squandered on this really mediocre, for the amount of talent put into it, production.
Yes.
I'm not quite as passionate on that thing as he is, but the thing is, you do got to take into account the fact that this represents hundreds of man hours of work and an unprecedented level of dedication from crazy amount of talented people.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we'll actually see something like that again. God, I hope we do.
Yeah.
But,
But also,
what I want to go, what I want to go to now is just both of them. On a scale of 1 to 10.
I thought we were going to compare voice acting next, but okay, scale of 1 to 10 works. Who's going first?
Double Rainboom and
Snowdrops.
Snowdrops.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh yeah, but like, what's the 7 out of 10? I'll just go 7 out of 10.
Hold on. For which project? There's two of them.
Both.
Yeah, I'm getting confused.
I'm saying both.
Oh, hold on, like both of them on the same score?
Well, no, I'm saying give both of them a score.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was wondering why you're saying just 7, because, like, they're exactly equal?
I would probably go with Double Rainboom having, like, about a 7, and then I would probably give Snowdrop, like, an 8.
Okay.
Because I still think they're pretty close in terms of what they accomplish, but they just accomplish very different things,
Yeah.
So it's kind of like comparing apples to oranges. It just kind of falls to your preference. If you're into the kind of Snowdrop-esque, like, more serious tone, then you're going to like Snowdrop more. Whereas if you were, fully invested in the hype for Double Rainboom and you love all the references and, you nostalgia really hard from having that whole Powerpuff Girls crossover thing happen, then you're probably going to go with Double Rainboom. So, objectively, I think Snowdrop is a little better for, what it had to start off with, but not by like a huge margin, but that's just me.
Yeah.
I'd say, okay, actually, I should probably go. I'll go in a bit. Cabal?
What?
What did you
Well,
think?
well, I had these thoughts, and I was thinking with these thoughts that I agree with Soundspeed, and but probably, for comparative reason, I probably would give Double Rainboom a 6 or maybe a 7. I'm not sure. I'm kind of leaning a bit more towards 6. I was like, let's go with 6.5. That works. It's in between what I was going to say. Because, once again, it was the whole hype of the thing as well, like Lightning Rabbit was. Because I'm a film student as well, and I saw it as kind of the same opportunity. I would probably give it a 6.5, which is still passing. Maybe a 7. Okay, now I'm leaning a bit more towards 7. I gotta stop thinking. So, I still enjoyed it regardless. I enjoyed watching it because I did have nostalgia with the references. Too many. Still liked it. Snowdrops, on the other hand, I would probably give an 8. And, okay, okay, let me just finish this up then. Hold on. So, I'd probably give Snowdrops an 8, and I'd rate it for that, and then my dad's on the phone, so you guys can go ahead and talk while I go talk on the phone.
Alright, I guess what I would give Snowdrop, well, okay, Double Rainboom first, because everyone's doing Double Rainboom. I would give Double Rainboom a 7.5 out of 10. Because it did like all the references and stuff like that, and the animation was pretty good. I'm going to give Snowdrop a 9 out of 10 because of the overall.
I've returned from my call.
Being very solid.
Link.
The story of it was very solid, and although the animation didn't live up to the Rainboom, I felt the animation was still very good. So I'm going to give it a 9.
I'm not going to buck the trend over much with this, but even as much as I have a lot of problems with Rainboom, I'd still say that it's a solid 7. Its animation is excellent for the most part. Its music is really good. Most of the actresses do fine work with their jobs. And as much as some of the, side guys and stuff get a little over the top, it's still a generally solid performance.
Yeah.
On the other hand, and here's the thing, if it was just the beginning and just the end, you cut out the whole Powerpuff Girls thing, I'd probably even with the problems I've had with it, I'd probably still rack it up as an 8 or an 8.5. But here's the thing, objectively speaking, even my own personal feelings aside, the whole Powerpuff Girls thing, which take up almost half of the episode's runtime, is so out of place. It is so bad in a, from a writing standpoint. It makes the thing so difficult to go back and watch and just enjoy on its own terms that I can't in good conscience give it anything above a 7, which is still good, but shy of greatness, because it just doesn't work, and that's a real shame. And then with Snowdrops, 8, again, not really bucking a trend here, but it's better than Rainboom. It has a hell of a lot of good things going for it. But even with that said, it's pretty darn good. It's excellent, but it's not great. It has some animation errors. When put directly up against something like Rainboom, it really looks amazing because it's this thing that had such a smaller budget and managed to do so well comparatively. But take that away, look at it on its own terms. It's a very, very solid piece. It's got great voice acting. It's got pretty solid animation. It's got great art design. But it doesn't really do anything that, puts it up on the level of a 9 or a 10. It's just very solid.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think we all concur. So,
All
it'd be
right,
like
so,
a C compared to a
think
B
that,
then? Like a C minus or a B plus comparatively?
C plus.
Yeah, C plus for like Double Rainboom, like a B plus
like a
for
C,
Snowdrops then.
Yeah, like a B.
The official
plus
ratings.
For, Snowdrops.
For school.
Sorry, Lightning.
All right, so I think we went over
Stuff.
what we thought about each of them, and so that should wrap it up for the discussion portion of the
Indeed.
podcast.
Now I have to go unload hundreds of pounds of tiles.
It was great talking to you, Duhad and Soundspeed.
Yeah,
it was good to
You're
be
both
here.
awesome people. I'll probably talk to you both soon, actually, so knowing me.
Probably.
So we'll end this off and move on to the next part of the podcast.
Yeah, I like that part of the podcast.
All right, that was our discussion about Snowdrop and Double Rainboom. Snowdrop is obviously better.
Wow, Lightning, that took such a long time. We have been here for such a long time. That period of time was so long. Anyways,
Anyway,
longer than that took.
so we'll move on to the next portion of the podcast, which is just the news segment. First of all, Comic 6, there were two things about Comic 6. First of all, EQD put up a 7-page preview of it, the first 7 pages of the comic, and also apparently Hot Topic has released it early because it said that the digital release online isn't going to be until the 24th of April.
It's only a 4-day gap. Get over it. Come on.
Well, yeah, but but still.
And physical media is better, anyways, for comics.
That's true. But especially for collectors. But anyway, so I will be buying probably comic number 5 in 4 days because as soon as this one comes out, comic 5 will go down in price. So I'll probably buy comic 5 when that comes out. I also think that within the next week, the 3rd micro series is coming out as well, and I think that one's Rarities.
Oh, I think this is later on, but I was just going to ask anyways. Did you hear that the micro series is going to go beyond the main 6, apparently?
Yeah, we'll talk about that as well, because apparently the CMC have been confirmed to be the next ones to go on after the main 6.
Well, I mean, the CMC were hilarious.
Oh yeah, they are.
First arc
they are absolutely hilarious in the comic series. So I'm actually looking forward to that. But we'll talk about that when that story comes up.
So what's up next?
Well, there's a new fundraiser for the BronyCon documentary. It's a smaller Kickstarter. Let me see here. I'm gonna click on it real quick. How much they want? $15,000. There's 44 days left. They've already raised 6,000 of it, so they're almost halfway there.
Halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Okay, I'm done.
It says one person's already donated over $1,500.
Oh my god.
Which you get 3 custom plushies for that.
Who would waste their money on that? No offense to Brony documentary people.
Money? I don't know.
We're a bunch of losers on the internet. Who has money?
So let's see here. What exactly do they have that goes along with this these special? It's called Brony's the Unreleased Tapes. It's stuff that they didn't include in the full-length documentary.
So it's stuff that wasn't good enough to use.
No,
like
stuff
here,
that they
have
had
it
to
now.
cut out due to time. It's not that it wasn't good enough. Let's see here. What do they have? They have a segment about the fire at BronyCon. So that, I mean, that's really cool. I actually saw that live. That was pretty funny. They have
the roof.
They have an extended segment on Sophisto and the team
don't
of
need
Crusher
no
Daily.
water, let that water burn. Sorry.
So
I'm trying to channel AR by singing randomly.
they like I said, they have an extended segment on Sophisto. They have a segment on Andrew Brockert, which is the convention chair. Which actually, apparently it chronicles his car accident on the way to BronyCon. There's extended interviews with military bronies. There's a segment about a couple honeymooning at BronyCon.
Hey, does it document the Purple Thinker's jealousy and not being the chair for BronyCon anymore?
I seriously doubt it. They're gonna try and stray away from the bad parts.
It was a joke.
They have a segment on the Traveling Pony Museum. They have a segment about a Malaysian brony.
The only Malaysian brony.
They have a segment on a gay couple that attended Buck.
Nothing's wrong with that. Hooray!
They have a segment on BronyCon cosplay contest.
Oh God, no.
They have a segment on a young man who meets and gets career advice from Lauren Faust. That's pretty cool. They talk about the women who came to meet Lauren Faust, which was her former childhood babysitter.
Wow.
You heard that story, right? They actually had that on Equestria Daily quite a while ago, and they talked about this
It's
girl.
probably during that time that I didn't have internet.
They talked about this girl who used to be babysitted by Lauren Faust, and she said that when Lauren was babysitting for her, she'd draw pony pictures for her.
Oh wow.
And this was obviously years and years and years before she was ever considering being you're doing this My Little Pony project. So that was pretty cool. There's a segment about a family of bronies. An extended segment on artist John Joseco.
Oh, nice.
And there's a segment on Tara Strong at San Diego's Comic-Con. So there is a lot of stuff here that they weren't able to fit into the original documentary. And it'd be really cool to actually see this stuff that they weren't able to add in there, because I know a lot of this stuff would be really, really cool. So like I said, they're about halfway through their hopeful goal, and so maybe they'll get even more than they're looking to get.
So can I take over the next story since it's more my department than yours?
Sure.
All right, Past Sins, the printed version, has been put on hold because PayPal's like, well, you need to print and ship it before we can give you the money that you need to print and ship it, because that's how things work, apparently.
Just like job experience.
Exactly, just like job experience.
Yes, Past Sins. I was really interested to hear about the whole printed version, and I know that I talked to
Penstroke?
Yeah, I talked to Penstroke about it. He thought it was really cool too. But I'm wondering, as far as I knew, they were almost done with it. I think they have the thing done, but they like I said, they need to print and ship it, and they're trying to find money for that. And PayPal is being difficult.
But don't worry. You'll get your physical copy, and then they'll release the Season 3 edited version on FanFiction. Because I think that story has been edited more times than the fucking Bible at this point.
No. I talked to Penstroke about this. And I'm sure I told you this about this after I talked to him. He's not going to edit it again until the series is over. Once the series is over, he'll do one final edit on the entire project, and it'll be done.
BT calls BS.
So, yes. Anyway.
Oh, but they're going to have it released in ebook version, which I don't really believe that would be possible.
Well, isn't the whole point of this supposed to be to get a physical copy of the... I mean, if you want an ebook...
Yeah, here's the thing. You want an ebook, go read it on FanFiction. Exactly. I mean, my God. And if you think it's a great story, but you want to know how other people feel about it, you should look at Fanatic Fiction's review of Past Sins. Yes. Plug.
I
know.
So now they have some new music that just came out, and some of it's really good. Living Tombstone released a remix of Aviator's Friendship. I love Friendship. I'm not so sure about his remix for it, though. It's not...
Well, here's the thing. I didn't like Friendship to begin with. I love Aviators, don't get me wrong. His voice is heavenly. But I don't like Friendship, and so...
Well, I don't know. I mean, the reason I like Friendship is just because it's one of those songs, very much like One Last Letter, where it's like, this is a alternate reality where they didn't, defeat Discord, and they strayed apart from one another. So
you skipped something, by the way.
Huh?
You skipped something. You skipped the We Love Fine, the pony number shirts.
I wasn't going to talk about it.
But it's cool. I mean, come on, like Doctor Who's, his has 10 on it because he's the 10th Doctor, and that's funny. Vinyl Scratch is 3 because he's DJ Pone 3, and I don't know.
Rainbow Dash is
okay,
20
I get it.
because
Pinkie
she's
Pie.
20% cooler.
Uh-huh. Oh, come on. Twilight's 42. That's the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Pinkie Pie is pie.
I know, that's amazing. And
Why
Derpy is 96.
Yeah, 96. Well, better than 69.
Well, they couldn't put 69 on a shirt. That'd look bad.
I know it would look bad. Why
And
is Octavia
I guess
8?
I guess Octavia is an 8 because of the bass, whatever, the treble clef that's on her flank. Looks kind of like an 8.
I don't know. There might be more
I
to
don't
it
fucking
than
know.
that.
I think they're stretching a bit.
But anyway, yes.
Wait, Octavia, Octo 8. There you go.
Oh, okay. Well. Yes, I mean, Octavia, the first thing I think is octave, but I guess there is 8 notes in an octave, so
Exactly.
I guess that works. Anyway, so yes, they do have that. We Love Fine just brought those out. It's kind of interesting. So, moving on. Everfree Northwest announces patron and supporter badges.
Hooray, another con I will not be going to.
Yeah, Everfree Northwest is just a little bit too far away for me to actually go to it. But right now what they're saying is that $100 gets you the patron badge. It's a full 3-day pass, and it includes a t-shirt and a special mention in our collectible convention book. Whoop-de-frickin-do. I
have a question. Are you telling me going down to Texas is closer than going to Seattle?
Actually, yes. It's about a 20-hour drive for me to go to Seattle, and it's about a 15 to 16-hour drive to Texas.
That doesn't... geography sucks.
It's all about going through the mountains, I'm sure. Going through the mountains slows you down. That's why it takes AR 20 hours to get to Texas, because he has to go through the mountains. And he's closer than I am, mileage-wise, I'm pretty sure.
Hooray for Missouri. We're pretty much equal distance from everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. Center of the U.S. Anyway, the supporter badge is $350. It is the premier membership. It includes all the perks of the patron badge, as well as 3 autograph vouchers for the VIP of your choosing, a short message of your choice printed in our con book, a specially drawn limited edition print, access to our exclusive supporter lounge, and priority position in event and autograph lines. So that's what you get with the $350 supporter badge, which, I mean, is a lot of money for, just a simple membership, but it's a lot better than what Fiesta Equestria is doing, because they're doing a King and Queen of the Prom, or of the con, and it's like $2,500, which is kind of ridiculous. I don't think it's worth that much.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's just a 3-day con. Nothing's worth $2,500 to get a frickin' ticket to it.
Well, yeah. But anyway, pre-registration officially closes on June 16th for Everfree Northwest. So, go and register for those if you have extra money that you just want to get rid of.
Can I address something real quick? Because I just passed over the story.
Okay.
Okay, for those of you who are familiar, Bioshock Infinite, there has been a portification of Elizabeth from the story, and I cannot fathom why people chose her cutie mark to be a birdcage. I get it that she's been like caged up her whole life, but honestly, she has the power to rip holes in time and space, and they choose that as their cutie mark.
I have a question for you. I haven't played the game yet. I probably will later. But if she could rip holes in time and space, why didn't she escape from the cage?
Because she can only look in those holes in time and space. She can't go through them.
Oh, okay.
That game, though, the ending will confuse you.
Well, it's probably going to be a while. I'm still, like, in the middle of Bioshock 1, so I got to get through that, and then Bioshock 2, and then I'll play Bioshock Infinite after that.
People are going to get mad at me. Bioshock 1, I hated it. Bioshock 2, loved it.
Interesting. Are they that much different? Hello?
Hello?
Yes. I asked you a question.
What did you ask?
I said, are they really that much different that you hated the first one and loved the second one?
Yes, Bioshock 2 is infinitely different from Bioshock 1.
Ha, I get it, infinitely.
Yeah, well, pun unintended, but appreciated.
So, Brony Can announces Lee Tokar.
Brony America's hat.
Well, no, it's Brony Can because Canadians can't spell.
That too.
But
Brony Can.
Yes, Lee Tokar is going to be there. I'm pretty sure that for Canada's biggest convention, they're going to get a lot of the VAs, especially because a lot of them live in Canada. So, yes, I'm sure.
Air quotes around biggest.
Huh?
I said air quotes around biggest.
Well, no, it'll be Canada's biggest one. But I mean,
it doesn't mean you'll get anybody popular from it. Never mind. We're not going to get into insulting the Canadians. They do it too much.
And then there's Aliens with Applejack.
Yay! Alien Jack.
So, Season 1 and 2 DVDs are heading over to Europe. The UK, France, Spain, Italy, and the Nordic countries in the Middle East are all getting them. Did they say if it's going to be all like dubbed? Is it going to be different languages, or is it all in English still?
Because everybody knows Middle Easterners love girly stuff.
Right. Well, I mean,
anywho, I don't know.
Living Tombstone's over there, but anyway.
Learn English.
So, what? Okay, I want to know your stance on this because you haven't made your piece about it yet. The Japanese episodes of My Little Pony, and the fact that they're just everyone's freaking out about it. I don't understand.
I will make one noise. And this will tell you how I feel about this Japanese invasion. Okay.
I mean,
good enough?
We've had episodes from other countries before. The fact that it's now in Japanese is not a big deal.
Yeah, the internet has such a fucking hard-on for Japan, and I still have no clue why.
That's true. I mean, great, it's in Japanese. And it's exactly the same as the last time I watched it. So
literally, half the people you meet on the internet, you go to me, you mention something about Japan, you're like, oh, kawaii, desu, and you're like, shut the fuck up.
I mean, anime is great. I will admit it. I like anime. I watched several different ones. But the fact that My Little Pony is now in Japanese it does not excite me because I don't speak Japanese.
Inconsequential. Here's the thing: it's originally American.
True.
I can understand watching anime since it's originally Japanese, but if you're watching a show in Japanese and it's originally American, fuck you. You're an arrogant prick.
I don't know Japanese anyway, so.
Neither do I, and subtitles are useless. because you already know what they're saying, because you watch it first in American English. I corrected myself.
All right. We have more convention news here. This one's more of a compilation here, so let me go over this real quick.
Ooh, fucking Ray.
SAC Brony Expo registration opens. Obviously, this one, I've been talking about this with AR. This one's going to be the one in Sacramento.
I have a question.
Yeah.
The SAC Brony Expo, does that sound dirty to anybody else?
No. You need
Okay, I guess
you
it's
need
just
to
me.
read this because it's spelled SAC. It's SAC.
I see it. I'm looking at it.
So, I mean, it's just, you just need to remove your mind from the gutter.
But the gutter is warm. It's my friend. It doesn't want me to leave.
So, general attendance tickets are starting at $10. But if you want to get front row seats and cool buttons, you have to get VIP tickets, which come in two flavors, level 1 and level 2. And then of course they refuse to mention exactly how much those go up to. Vendor tickets are $30, and there's also VIP options for those as well. So registration starts at $10 and $30. It goes up from there. I'm not sure how far it goes. So, that's that. And I can't remember how long that con goes for. I don't know. But, anyway, BronyCan says that they're going to be at the Fan Expo in Vancouver, which actually is running this weekend. So as soon as you hear this, it'll be too late to go and see any of it. But that was April 20th to the 21st.
So if you're the only brony on the internet to get all of their news from the Lightning Round podcast, then we're sorry. You're screwed.
Well, I didn't mean that. I just means that, I mean, if people are listening to this and they haven't heard about that yet, I mean, they don't necessarily get all their news, but I mean, this one is, a small little excerpt they had in a convention compilation. It's not very easy to find. But anyway, they were at booth 65 in Artist Alley, and I mean, I guess it's a good thing that they're advertising because, I mean, it's BronyCan. Not many people are going to know too much about it.
Oh, by the way, it is really easy to find because you go down to the primary categories thing on the side of Equestria Daily and click Convention.
You know what?
And it sorts all that shit out.
Don't even go there.
You're just mad because I'm right, like always.
Now, BronyCon has announced that they're going to be doing their own take on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
I would so go to BronyCon just to be a part of that.
Well, no, okay. Did you watch any of the Everfree Northwest convention last year?
No, I did not, because I have better things to do than sit around and watch.
They actually
convention.
had Whose Line Is It Anyway, and Mike the Microphone was one of the contestants.
Oh, God. That'd be hilarious.
It was. It was absolutely hilarious.
And here's the thing. I'm a funny guy. I could do it.
Yes. What it's saying this year is that if you think you're funny enough to make the crowd laugh, they actually have an application for you to fill out, and they're accepting applications through May 10th. So, if you like Whose Line Is It Anyway, if you think you could do the same thing that the contestants on the show do, then definitely check out that application because it's going to be hilarious either way. So,
and if you don't like Whose Line Is It Anyway, burn in hell.
I don't know what it is, but for some reason, like Whose Line Is It Anyway and Legend of Korra were like two shows that while I was watching a marathon of My Little Pony episodes, they'd put like Whose Line Is It Anyway and Legend of Korra like intermittently in between there to just waste time.
Yeah,
For
but
some
who
reason,
would waste their time with the Legend of Korra? Ugh.
I don't know. Apparently, a lot of bronies like that show.
Jesus Christ, I understand watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, but not the Legend of Korra.
I've heard it was good. I haven't actually seen any of it, so. Everfree
Here's the thing,
Northwest is making
Never
a
mind.
new PMV contest. They have two categories. The first category is the returning champion of the pony music video. So it's just, mix some music with some friendship is magic and serve. It's really simple. But then the second category is non-music pony movie video. So it's just non-music audio from your favorite source, and then you add some pony. So.
Oh God! Oh man!
So I mean that would be kind of like what they did with Ponies the Anthology, something along that.
I'm so psyched for the third Pony the Anthology.
I actually haven't heard anything about a third one, but
Yeah, they threw a trailer up on EGB like a month ago.
the third one?
Yeah, a teaser trailer was done in the old Metroid style opening.
I don't know. But anyway, that the cutoff deadline is June 16th this year, and the submissions will be played during an event in the Crystal Ballroom. So, that's the PMV contest for this year. Last thing is the Fiesta Equestria Charity Membership Auction, which
And once again, fuck this.
yeah, it started today. We're recording this on April 20th for those of you that are interested, and
420.
it's
I'm kidding. Fuck that.
yeah. Anyway, it's a 30-day auction. Badges start at $2,500, and you can bid upwards from there. Like I said, it comes with the right to open and close the convention, a spot on the judging panels for our many contests, a commission plush, custom artwork of your OC, early access to the dealer's room, the best seats at all events, early access to our VIP cocktail party, backstage access to our concerts, and a suite at the West Chase Marriott.
And don't forget, if you're a guy and you get it, you get King Sombra's crown. And if you're a chick, you get the Element of Magic tiara. My God. I mean, all that just actually might be worth it. I take back anything bad I said.
Are you serious?
That might be worth it, especially for the commission plush and shit, man.
I can't believe you're actually saying that. Well, and here's
Man,
the
if
thing.
I...
The other thing about it is that it is a charity membership. All proceeds are
I
going
don't
to
give
the
a damn about
Texas
that.
Children's Hospital. So, there is that as well.
Hey, the West Chase Marriott, is that where we're staying?
I would assume that's the hotel that's hosting the convention. So yes, that's where we're staying.
See, it is. Woohoo!
But,
Come knock on our door once you find out our room number.
Oh God, just put our
Come annoy us.
room number out there.
Ask Lightning for an autograph.
I will be drunk for part of it. What? I didn't.
AR will give you hugs.
Yes. Anyway, other stuff and things.
Events and ideas for the pony break. What would you like to see during the break between season
I don't know.
3 and 4?
It's. Well, I heard something about a direct to TV movie or made for TV movie, something like that.
You mean Equestria Girls?
No. I don't think so, at least.
That's going to be a movie,
Is it
not a
going to,
show.
Really, it's a movie, huh?
Yes, it's gonna be a short made for TV movie. Yes, it's like a special event. You know
Well, maybe
how they do that.
maybe Equestria Girls
And
won't
if it
be
gets
so
popular
bad
enough,
then.
they might spawn. And if it gets popular enough, it might spawn a TV show. Then Celestia help us all.
Well,
We're doomed.
okay. If Equestria Girls is a movie, it might not be too bad.
If there's no like, well, maybe it won't be bad, maybe it will be bad. I mean, there's just one, and it will be bad.
It's not necessarily going to be bad.
Dude, I'm always right.
No, you're not. You said Double Rainboom was good.
And it is.
No,
I'm
we
always
went over
right.
that. Everyone here agrees with me. Because we went
That
over
doesn't mean they're
beginning
right.
of the podcast and
That means
hear
they're all-
part. You weren't there for it.
That means they're all just as wrong as you.
So, Megan McCarthy talked about a new song that's coming out for season 4, stating that it will be someone that has not sung in the show yet. But
Hold
it
on,
is
hold on.
not a new
No.
character.
Oh, did she really say that?
Well, it just says this is the first time this character will get to sing in the show. I'm assuming that it means that it's going to be a character that we've seen before.
Well, here's the thing. Recently on Twitter, Grey Lisley, I don't know how the fuck his name, the voice of Daphne from Scooby-Doo, the voice of Catwoman from all the DC games, and a bunch of other shit. She said that she is working on something My Little Pony.
Didn't you say
And
it would
she
be
said
a
her
villain?
character.
You
Well-
were speculating a villain for season 4, right?
Yeah, because she said her character's Grey. That's all she said about it. And she said, I'm working on something, and I'm like,
Wait,
oh my god,
wait,
I hope to God it's a
Wait,
villain.
hold on.
What?
Gray?
Yeah, she said Grey. Octavia, maybe?
Octavia. I'm thinking Octavia.
I was hoping maybe one of the Pie sisters, like Pinky or Blinky, or maybe a villain, somebody new we haven't seen yet.
Octavia could be cool. In which case, there was already that one mention. This was back with BronyCon. I think it was BronyCon of last year, where they talked about possibly having Octavia do a duet with Rarity for an episode.
That is not what they said at all. People always get this wrong.
No. That's what.
No. Somebody asked Tabitha St. Germain.
No. Someone
there's
asked.
one character you
Someone
would like
asked
to
Megan
voice.
McCarthy, not Megan McCarthy, but Kathy Westlock. Kathy Westlock was the one that answered, at least.
I was Tabitha St. Germain saying she would like to voice Rarity. I'm not Rarity, Octavia.
No, it was Kathy Westlock. Guarantee you, it was Kathy Westlock. But
I don't think they said anything about a duet though. That was just pure speculation.
No. She did. I remember the quote. She's like, she said, I think the question was something like, is Octavia going to be in the show? And she said, well, if she was going to be in the show, she might sound something like this. And she did like a voice, a little bit of voice acting for it. And she might have a duet with Rarity in, in the future. Is what she said. But doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. EQD was actually speculating that it might be Luna or Discord. But at the same time, John Delancey,
we don't need a
John
Luna song.
Delancey has recently said, it was just at Unicon in Las Vegas. He hinted at singing in the 4th season. So that'd be interesting.
As long as Luna doesn't get to sing, I'm happy.
You know what? Luna is awesome.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is. And
you fucking heretic. Heretic.
No. Arnold Schwarzenegger is back. doing his spotlight videos. It's been a while since he's done any because there hasn't been any new characters. But he finally brought out some spotlights for King Sombra and Bab Seed. I will not put those in the video, but they go along the same format that he usually does them.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have never watched any of those videos because I find the descriptions and stuff to be weird. What the fuck are they?
Huh?
What the fuck are the Arnold Schwarzenegger spotlights? What are they?
It's just this guy that puts on an Arnold Schwarzenegger like accent and spotlights different characters from the show. You know, and he goes over their coat color, main color, episodes they appear in, different things about them, you know.
Yeah, that's not appealing to me. Never mind, I'm not gonna watch it.
I mean, it's just, you know, random information about ponies in the show. I mean, if it doesn't interest you, it doesn't interest you. I haven't actually seen the King Sombra Bab Seed one yet, but I've watched the other ones though. And
well, here's the thing. I know you like to watch a lot of stuff about like ponies and I mean like analytical shit because you follow who is it, the Digibrony or whoever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is just a waste of time.
Well, okay, this stems from a while ago when I was watching Marathon. I love getting into deep analytical conversations about this show. It's fun to speculate. Let's put it that way. And a lot of what we do as bronies is just speculation.
If you want to speculate, write a damn fanfic. Don't watch a
I do.
6 minute long video going.
It doesn't, you know.
Don't watch a video going in like a 6 minute video going in depth about fucking pony genetics. Nobody cares.
Actually, I thought that one was kind of cool.
No.
But anyway, Cindy Morrow is going to be on the guest list for EQLA, writer of episodes like Sisterhood of Social and Winter Wrap Up.
Both great episodes.
Absolutely. So, yes, that's going to be May 10th through the 12th at the Marriott Anaheim, California. So,
you go to Disney
those
World
of you
or
that
Disneyland while you're
are
there.
in the Los Angeles area, that's going to be a big convention like it was last year. So, CMC news. After the main 6 are done with their micro series, the next it has been confirmed that the CMC are going to get their own comic.
Woohoo!
So, and then hopefully we get Luna after that. Anyway.
What? I'm sorry, Celestia comes first. Come on.
Well, Celestia was already in some of the comics. Actually, if you looked at the preview for the comic 6 of the main arc, both Celestia and Luna are in that comic. So.
Yeah, but here's the thing: nobody wants to see a whole Luna micro series comic. I mean, come on, no.
You know what? Everyone does.
No, we get it. She's quirky because she yells and talks in a funny accent.
Here's the thing. There's a whole episode. There is a whole episode based on Luna in the show, but there isn't a whole episode based on Celestia. What does that say about you?
Because Celestia isn't an attention-grabbing whore who needs her whole episode.
You just said Celestia.
There we go.
You just said Celestia was an attention-grabbing.
No,
whore.
I said Celestia isn't an attention-grabbing whore. Therefore, she doesn't need her a whole episode.
Okay.
She's cool with what she got. She's cool enough.
No, Luna is awesome because she is the princess of the night.
Who cares?
And she helps Scootaloo out. So New York anniversary. What are, they're talking about the meetup group in New York having their anniversary, their second anniversary, and they said that GM Barrow, who is writing the book series of My Little Pony is going to be there as well.
Wait. Rewind. Book series? You mean like the Element of Harmony guidebook that came out?
No. You haven't heard about that? There's actually,
no, I have not.
Actually, you know, like the comics, they're actually this person's actually writing a book series based on My Little Pony. That's if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be its own, like, you know, storyline and stuff like that.
Now, are we talking about like kids' picture books, or are we talking about like mini like chapter books? I'm not saying like novels, but chapter books.
I can't say for sure. I think it's going to be like, you know, novels or whatever, but you can't quote me on that because I'm not 100%.
And they are not targeting their. Say what you will about Hasbro. I mean, I know they're aware of the bronies, but they still target the little girl demographic.
Right. This person does not work for Hasbro.
No, but it has to be licensed by Hasbro.
Possibly.
Otherwise, it's just fan fiction.
Possibly.
I've always loved novelists who write books based on famous series because really they're just fan fiction writers who get paid.
Well, right, but you know, when you think about the comic series, that one was licensed by Hasbro, but the comic series is awesome. It's dark, it's you know, different from the show, and it's definitely not aimed at little kids.
It's also still very lighthearted and funny.
Well,
so it
yeah,
can be for little kids.
There's comedic value in there as well. But
because every time Crystals looks scary, the CMC immediately usurp her.
Oh, they just interrupt her as she's trying to monologue. Anyway, yes, the CMC are funny in that first arc, and I really want to see if they play any kind of big part in the second arc as well. But I will.
Hopefully not. You don't want to overplay your hand.
Well, I mean, I don't mean a big part, but I want to see the CMC in there, though. The season 12 joke that they put out was kind of stupid. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me Equestria Daily put out a joke that was stupid? Oh man, this is so shocking news.
I'm sorry. It's just, I mean, this one went beyond what they usually do, and it was just dumb.
Are you telling me people on the internet don't know their limits? Oh man, you are breaking all kind of news stories today, Lightning. I'm glad I tuned in.
Now here's an interesting one. Hasbro signs a deal with World Trade Jewelers.
We gonna get our bling on. All the rappers are gonna be wearing cutie mark chains.
October this year, we're gonna see Friendship is Magic stuff pop up. Different jewelry. What the hell they're gonna make? I don't know, but they're targeting 24 to 34-year-old females. That's a little bit higher than what they were going with before.
And so that means there goes my dreams of having a giant gold chain with the words "Brony Life" on it. Well,
giant gold.
Some dreams.
Oh, it's just not going to happen. It's just not.
I know, it's sad. Or I want a giant clock like Flava Flav has, but it needs to be Pinky's clock from Baby Cakes.
Wait, her clock? Maybe
yeah, she has a watch.
Maybe I'm just not remembering that scene, but
she has a watch and it has Pinky at 12 o'clock and it has confetti coming off of it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I want that in giant Flava Flav clock form.
Oh. All right. The Series 2 of the MLP FAM cards is launching.
Woo!
Interplay obviously is the one that's doing this, and these will be at Walmarts and Hot Topics across the country. I personally don't collect these cards, but I know a lot of people that do. I actually saw one person at Midwestria last year that had like all of the first series trading cards. I mean, it's good for collectors. Collectors love this kind of stuff.
My card collecting died with Yu-Gi-Oh!
There's more rumors that Fluttershy and Twilight are going to be going to Build-A-Bear, so you can have, you know, 2 Pegasus.
I will buy a Twilight just to burn it. Mark my words.
I wouldn't even get him. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the Build-A-Bear plushies. I can have my friend make one for $50 and it'll be a lot better. I wonder if he'll make me a Twilight with wings.
You can bring it to Fiesta Question and I can burn it for you.
No, I'm gonna get an Octavia before I get anything. Cause I've already got a
Why
Spitfire.
Octavia?
Huh?
Why Octavia?
I don't know why. But if
Why
Spitfire,
not Rainbow Dash or
Spitfire is
Applejack?
my first favorite pony, Octavia is my second. And I can't say why. I just, you know, the vinyl Octavia pairing is probably one of my favorites. And out of those 2 ponies, I like Octavia better.
Oh, but Luna, Spitfire, Octavia, you really like the one-dimensional characters, don't you?
What are you talking about? Octavia is not a
Yeah.
one-dimensional character.
I'm sorry, I don't realize she had lines in the show.
She doesn't. It's all fanon, but she's definitely not one-dimensional in the fanon.
Yeah, the fan schmanin.
But anyway, speaking of Octavia, the song "I Am Octavia" that Monty put out, the one that I absolutely love, and that actually
The
got
no talking version is better.
#1 for the music videos that month, was recently on a Lebanon MTV show.
It's Lebanese.
Called the Talk of the Town, and it's all in Lebanese. So I mean, I looked at it, but I mean, I can't understand anything they're saying. So.
Oh, come on, Lightning! I thought you were fluent in Lebanese.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're shattering my mind today, dude. I can't take it. All this news.
All this news. So. But I mean, the song is really good. And I can't get enough of it. So. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. John Delancey is making another appearance at a convention. He's going to Buck in Manchester on the 23rd of August.
Lightning language.
Huh?
Yeah, I made a joke and you didn't hear it, so it's not funny. Never mind. Moving on.
I heard it, but I mean, it was just a bad joke. Your jokes are almost as bad as EQD's jokes.
No, here's the thing. My jokes are, like, funny.
Right. Of course.
My jokes are funny.
More Japanese stuff, blah, blah, blah.
Who cares? They actually have a separate fucking label for that Japanese stuff on EQB. Japan time. Oh my fucking god. Kill yourselves.
Don't
really kill yourselves. It's
I'm really curious about this story. It's called 2, and it finally completed, and all I see is Rainbow Dash wearing all the elements of harmony. I see this weird cat-like creature with wings and horns. I see shadow bolts. I see Luna, and I'm just curious. I just don't know.
I am never reading that story.
Why?
It confuses me.
It probably does confuse me. Apparently Rainbow Dash is dead and alive at the same time. I don't know.
Is this gonna get into like what the fuck is that? Never mind. I can't remember what the hell I'm talking about anymore. It's a game. Lost to the moon. That's it.
To the moon. Okay, I never played that game, but I know that AR has a playthrough of it on his channel. Maybe I should look at that.
Do you want to see them play To the Moon? Why not go to Muffle Productions here on YouTube and watch the playthrough with AR and Delta?
Yeah. Well, Muffle Productions is on my channel as labeled in the other channels section, as well as Fanatic Fiction for that matter. So.
And of course, if you're a fan of Fanatic Fiction, both Lightning's channel and Buffalo Productions are featured in the Feast Your Eye Holes section.
Here's a fic that I made BT read that I thought was kind of interesting. Called 5 Things That Never Happened to Twilight Sparkle.
Fuck you, sir.
I'm sure most of you know that BT's not a big fan of Twilight Sparkle. I thought that this story was rather interesting, being that it had five different stories, 5 what-if scenarios about what she did if she made, what would happen if she made choices different than what she did. Some of them are rather dark.
Some of them? Come on.
Well,
Only
okay.
one of them is really dark.
Huh?
Only one of them is really dark.
Yeah, only one. Well, one of them is really dark. Well, no, one of them's really dark. One of them's darker. And there's 2 of them that I'm like, those aren't even. Yeah, okay, those are those. The one from the season 2 finale that they had. She gets on the train and goes home, and that's what's different. After Shining Armor chews her out. I'm like, okay, that's kind of stupid.
Oh, here's the thing. The author wants you to think about the consequences. He doesn't want to have to spell it out for you.
Well, no, if I'm not mistaken, Story 2, Story 3, and Story 5 are pretty dark.
Fuck Story 2.
Story 2 is very dark.
I
Anyway.
hate it.
So definitely check that out if you like that kind of stuff and are interested in what-if scenarios. So, let's see here. What else we got? This GIF, I don't even have words. It's just...
Is it the Twilight and the Source Filmmaker?
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
That's how I see her every minute of every day that I see her.
It's just creepy. It is. It's
Now you know why I hate her.
no. And I don't. The label for it is Twilight Sparkle is truly the cutest and most bestest pony. It's like this brings her down a notch.
It is not even... Sophisto didn't even post it. What the hell?
It was PK. Anyway. Oh.
May I discuss something?
Yes.
I love this fandom for one reason. Well, okay, a couple reasons. One being their creativity. 2 being for the sheer idea that Shining Armor and Chrysalis had a full together. I love that idea, and I will never abandon it.
Okay.
Sorry, it's a Music of the Day post, and it's adorable.
Chrysalis. Here's the thing. She would have had to work really fast for that to be true. I mean, she was with Shining Armor a couple of days, maybe?
We don't know how long she's with Shining Armor. That's the kicker.
I don't know.
After all, I mean, Cadence is an alicorn, and we don't know how long they can live. We don't know if they can die of starvation or dehydration or not, so it's all fine.
I guess it doesn't exactly say how long she was with Shining Armor, but I don't know. I find it hard to believe that it was all that long. Oh, here's an animation.
Ah, damn, honestly.
And we'll cake. That's all I can say. Let's play it and then we'll talk about it.
Hey, where's that chocolate cake? Hey, where's that chocolate cake? Hey, where's that chocolate cake? Hey, where's that chocolate cake?
Do you mean this chocolate cake?
That's my pigs.
You want this cake?
I want it.
You want this cake?
I want it.
You want this cake?
I want it.
You want that cake? You want this cake?
I want it.
You want this cake?
I want it.
You want this cake?
I want it.
You want that cake?
I was saving it because I got nauseated by that pre-cooked mini malt rotisserie chicken.
It's good.
Give me that cake.
Away.
You want that cake?
You want this cake?
I want it.
You want this cake?
I want it.
You want this cake?
I want it.
You want this cake?
Ta-da!
You want this cake?
I want it.
You want this cake?
I want it.
You want this cake?
I want it.
You want this cake?
Ta-da! Ta-da!
So,
Yeah.
we've seen this before. If you guys have seen Ponies the Anthology, it was done with Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash at one point in time. This one, I think, works out a lot better just because of Celestia and Discord's relationship. Which, I mean, like I said, I like to get into speculation. But anyway, and of course,
It's funny
Celestia
because
likes
Nicolas
cake.
Cage.
Celestia loves cake. So
Once again, it's funny because Nicolas Cage.
it's funny because of Nicolas
Got
Cage.
bees in my eyes. Nicolas Cage, that's the voice. You want this cake? I want it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I know that. But anyway, yeah, because it's from The Family Man, which was
Yeah.
I actually saw that movie. It was pretty good.
But don't ask Surefire. We know what he'll say.
I'm not going to ask Surefire. Now, okay. I'm not gonna say anything about this story because I haven't read it. But this thing that they have for the Eternal Song, the picture for it, and just has all these background ponies that I would just love to have them in an adventure together and have a story based around this adventure that these secondary background ponies have. Like, I always thought it'd be really cool if there was a fanfic made, and there probably is, but if there was a fanfic done where the main six were Derpy, Dr. Hooves, Octavia, Vinyl,
There is.
Lyra, and Bongo.
There is. There are a dime a dozen, Lightning. Literally. That's why I don't want to read any more fucking fanfics starring Lyra, Octavia, Vinyl, and Derpy, or any fucking combination of those all together.
Well, all together, you still
It's
are reading,
overdone.
You're still reading University Days, which is
No, I've never read that.
well. Why not? You know,
Because I'm not a fan of the Octavia Vinyl Scratch shipping.
I thought you wanted it to complete so we could do a review of it. I was just assuming you.
I never said that. You said it. You said you wanted to do a review of it, not me.
No, I'm pretty sure it was you or it was someone else in the Fanatic Fiction chat. I agreed with it because I love that story, but
It wasn't me because I don't want to read that story.
Interesting.
There are many stories I want to complete so we can review them, like The Unexpected Love Life of Dusk Shine, or The Foal in the Basket, or even, fuck, I forget the name of it. I'll figure it out later, don't worry.
Actually, I'd read The Unexpected Love Life of Dusk Shine.
That is hilarious.
So, I mean, if you want to link that to me, I'll take the time to read that over the next week or two or whatever.
It's not even done, though, which is sad.
Oh, well, then we can't do it until it completes.
I said I want that one to complete so we can do it.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
Listen to my words.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I know you don't.
Anyway, more stuff from Megan McCarthy. I love the fact that she's getting really involved on Twitter and actually answering some questions. As an Alicorn, Twilight will not outlive her friends. It's just not.
No, of course. Wait, hold on. Does it give me hope that she'll actually die?
Well, no, this brings up two possibilities. actually. And it's just saying that, number one, the elements of harmony all have extended lifespans, or Twilight is not immortal. I mean, so it's just saying...
Or we can go with the best of all possible options, which is she dies somewhere along the way.
No, you do understand that this is a kid's show. No one is going to die at all.
A boy can dream, can he?
I don't know. I guess would you count King Sombra as dying? He kind of exploded.
Yeah, I don't know if I count him as dying.
There was no blood. He just exploded.
Was he really alive in the first place? Because he was nothing but a spirit at this point.
That's not true.
He was nothing. He was trapped in the ice for 1,000 years, and his essence was, but he wasn't himself.
He looked pretty solid to me. He just had power over shadow. But anyway.
Wait. He looked pretty. You're telling me the smoky shadow of King Sombra looked pretty solid to you?
No.
Tell me.
No.
Tell me, Lightning.
No.
Do you find colorful humans to be believable?
No. Oh, God. No. What I was saying at the very end, when he takes pony form, you mean
for a split fucking second? Yeah, I do.
It's not for just a second. But anyway, I mean, I believe it's like Nightmare Moon. Nightmare Moon was able to turn into mist as well, but I mean, it's just, that's what enemies do. Right. So, there is one comic that's been going on for quite a while here. Recently updated to part 8. It's called Twilight's First Day. I'm not gonna put it in the video or anything like that. But I did want to mention it real quick, just because simply seeing the family life of Twilight, with shining armor and with her parents, when she's a foal, and this is before she goes to Magic Kindergarten. It's a new view on this whole relationship, and there's some really, really cute moments with Twilight Sparkle and Shining Armor. As
the words cute and Twilight Sparkle do not go together.
Listen, okay, just these moments that she has with Shining Armor, as siblings, it is cute, and I don't know. You read it, right?
Yes, I did.
Part of it. What'd you think?
I heard all of it now.
Okay, read all.
It was okay. It had its funny moments, but I mean, just as a whole, it's kind of like, well, okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Shining Armor's going off to join the guard, and Twilight's going to, off to Magic Kindergarten, and so it's, it's a slice of life. It really is. What?
Our failed recording podcast, didn't I talk about how I don't fucking understand the slice of life tag?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, good. I don't understand it. It makes no sense. It's not a fucking genre.
Yeah, it's really not a genre. Well,
so fanfiction, take it off.
Well,
Nighty, we know you're listening.
Tags aren't genres. They're tags. You know what I mean? Shipping is not really a genre either.
But shipping's not a tag on fanfiction. These are genres. Like, you look up dark, tragedy, comedy, sad, romance. Those are genres. Slice of life? Fuck you, that's not a genre. Take it off. Please, just put drama up there. And hey, look, AR's on mine.
Right. Well, anyway, they've got a new animatic for a upcoming animation of a lullaby for a princess. So let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. It's just the very beginning of it.
Fate has been cruel and order unkind. How can I have sent you away? The blame was my own, the punishment yours. The harmony silent today. But into the stillness I'll bring you a song, and I will your company keep. To your tired eyes and my lullabies have carried you softly to sleep.
So, I mean, it's very basic right now.
They spelled lullaby wrong in the EQB.
Yes, they did. Epic fail, but I mean, it's still one of the best songs in the fan base right now. And it's still, a really sad song. I absolutely love it. So I'm glad to see an animation done for it. It's a long song, so I mean, it's gonna be cool to see it when it's completely done. But I think it's gonna take a while. Right now they have an animatic for it, and it's not even a full animatic. It's just the first minute and a half or whatever of it. So not even the animatic is done, much less the animation for it. So I don't know. It's gonna be a while. You liked that song, didn't you?
Yeah, it's a good song.
Okay.
So the comics are selling really well.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. According to these numbers, Friendship is
Listen, these
Magic
are
number
all
4
official.
is 55th place. Friendship is Magic number 5 is 65th place, and the Rainbow Dash Micro Series is 91st place. And this is the top 100.
May I comment on something?
Yeah.
That picture that uses the header,
Yeah.
the Lyra and Bonbon one, Lyra should not be sticking her butt up in the air like that. That's how she got that horrible plushie of herself made.
I don't know. This picture's adorable. I love it. So, but
I'm just pointing that out. Don't do that, Lyra.
I like the Lyra Bonbon pairing as well. So, I'm actually really excited to get Allegreza started because it's got really good moments between Lyra and Bonbon and Vinyl and Octavia. So,
Hooray.
yes. Did you read Allegreza?
No, I did not, and once again, I never will.
Are you gonna listen to it when I do a voice reading of it?
No offense to you, Lightning. I know your voice readings are pretty good, but I can't stand listening to books.
You see, I kind of prefer listening to fanfics and audiobooks and stuff like that. Which is why I started making them. But
whenever you listen, you don't get the same sense of creation and imagination as you do when you're reading the words themselves, I feel. Because whenever I'm reading a book or a story, my mind builds a world within itself, and I can explore it, and I can look around. But if I'm hearing somebody else say it, then it's more like a radio play, and I can't really feel that world.
Yeah, but when it's based off of a world that's already animated and voiced for you, it's different. Like, I mean, tell me that you would read a story that has the main six in it and not have the main six sound like they do in the show. It's like you're gonna hear them talk in their canon voices.
Not necessarily.
Really?
No, whenever I read a story, my head makes up my interpretation of their voices, so it's basically me imitating them. Unless, of course, it's like a background character that doesn't have a freaking voice of bonbons that changes every 15 seconds, and then I just have to make one up. Anywho, apparently Fluttershy is history's greatest monster.
Because she kicked a puppy.
Yes.
That was a different fan fiction that just came out.
It's bad enough that Fluttershy fans are the weirdest ones of us all, but I mean, now she's a monster.
Fluttershy was my favorite pony when I first started the show.
Case in point.
Throughout season 1, she was my favorite pony. It kind of switched after that, once season 2 started, but...
Beginning of season 1, mine was Rainbow Dash. Then it shifted to Rarity. And then in season 2, I mean, Pinky won me over with the Smile song, and that was pretty much it.
Alright, so we have one more thing to talk about, because I can't remember if we covered it last week. But the third installment of the Hot Minute from Hot Topic just came out. This one involves Twilight Sparkle. Let's check it out real quick, and then we will discuss it afterwards.
Hi, I'm Twilight Sparkle. Welcome to my Hot Minute. Well, with a talented friend like Rarity, everything fits perfectly. Not unless you count falling on my face sweet. I don't know how Rainbow Dash makes everything look so easy. Fluttershy told me to mimic Hummingbird's gentle wing care habits for longevity. But Rainbow Dash told me if I do 200 wing-ups a day, I'll be a champion and a princess in no time. I think I'll just have to find a balance between the two. Well, I can, but only for about a second. I think I'd still rather he didn't. Magic, and reading about magic. Oh, I don't know. I like them all so much. How could I possibly choose just one? I would love to go back and see Princess Celestia and Luna growing up together as young fillies. Oh, well, Spike's famous nachos are hoof-lickin' good. The elements of harmony, of course. Spending time with my friends, and this pony can never read enough about the bold and brilliant Star Swirl the Bearded.
Alright. The one thing I want to make...
So you're telling me that she could fly perfectly at the end of the season 3 finale, but all of a sudden he has trouble flying.
I'm getting there, but I mean, I
Fuck
find
your
it
logic.
really weird. I find it really weird that this random Hot Minute is gonna have season 4 footage in it that's apparently leaked. And
It's not leaked if it was put out there on purpose.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, when they release, previews of the episodes, before like every episode in season 3, they called it leaked, but it wasn't really leaked. They just released previews of the episode.
Because nobody knows the fucking meaning of the word leaked anymore.
Yeah, true. So, the Smile song, that was leaked, because we heard about it months before that episode aired. But, I don't know, would you say that Wonderbolt Academy was leaked? Because they had that out, like, 3 days before the entire episode. They had the entire episode, like, 3 days before.
Well, yeah, that's leaked, yeah, because it came out before it was supposed to, or it came out accidentally. I mean, whenever... You don't call a faucet a leak. You can turn that on or off. You control it. But if a pipe bursts underneath it, that's a leak because it's coming out where it's not supposed to or when it's not supposed to.
All right, but yeah. So I mean, they put this out and it has season 4 footage in it, and the whole flying thing. It really does confuse you when you think about the end of the season 3 finale.
No,
Because she
they
looked
threw
like
that.
she was flying pretty freaking good, but
No, they threw that last part just to say, "Oh, don't you silly bronies, you don't know what you're talking about," and then they just fucked themselves over with this little clip.
I don't know.
Also, I found it odd how specific Twilight was whenever she said, "I would like to go see the princesses when they were fillies." That's too specific not to be a hint.
Well, it's already been confirmed that we're going to see some more of equestrian history. But, I mean... okay, now, is it completely fanon? Twilight with... Celestia with a pink mane?
It's completely
younger?
fanon, yeah. Yeah, it's completely fanon.
Okay, so there wasn't any clip from that in the show. All right.
Well, I mean, unless you count the very first episode where in the book it shows that Celestia and Luna, and Celestia is white with a pink mane.
Oh, okay.
That's in the storybook, though.
Right. I don't know.
And that could just because some lazy artist didn't want to do Celestia's hair in that style.
So yeah, I guess it's kind of it'll be interesting if they do happen to go into equestrian history and talk about the princess's maybe origins, which would be kind of interesting. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the artists do, and to make it canon. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's pretty much all we got to talk about. Did you have any final comments you wanted to say?
Yeah, don't do drugs or worship Hitler.
Yeah, that's generally a good idea.
Yep.
So,
yep.
That's your words of wisdom from BT for the week. So, that's been the lightning round for this week. Stay tuned next week for our interview with the director of Journey of the Spark. And until then, I'm Lightning.
And I have been AR Substitute, the mighty Befallen Tragedy.
And we'll see you next time.
This day was perfect. This day was going perfect. This day was perfect. This day was going to be perfect. No, I do not love that room. But I still want him to be alright. This day was going to be perfect. Come the day which this.